Welcome to EnterpriseCertIQ, a multi-agent system that turns a certification goal into a grounded, work-aware study plan with visible reasoning, calibrated readiness forecasting, a human-in-the-loop approval checkpoint, and a manager surface that turns weak signals into concrete follow-up. Here's the full agent pipeline before we run a thing. One click runs the whole pipeline. Intake, curator, planner, critic, engagement, assessment, manager, and retrospective. That runs conditionally a prior failure. Each node lights up live, with timing and a streaming event log. Every reasoning step is visible and replayable. Here comes the study plan. The planner produces a 6-week plan. Study hours are distributed with the largest remainder algorithm, so they sum exactly with no rounding drift. Notice the banner. This plan stays a draft until a human approves it. Then the readiness critic, which attacks the plan. Every objection is grounded in Fabric IQ and ranked by leverage, domain weight times mastery gap. The critic and planner run a bounded 2-round loop. Object, rewrite, reevaluate. The progress tab tracks 2 signals at once. On the left, planned versus actual topics each week, color-coded the moment a learner slips off track. On the right, the assessment trend against the 70% pass line, with every attempt scored and compared to the last. Here the scores are sliding, an early warning the manager can act on. Here comes the exam readiness. It opens with a verdict, a deterministic readiness decision, not ready. The exam readiness forecast shows why, a calibrated pass probability from a logistic model, area under the curve around 0.8, that abstains when evidence is thin. It even names the weakest area and the exact extra study hours to reach a 75% chance. The domain mastery breakdown then scores every domain against that 75% threshold line, and the service confidence heat map drills all the way down to individual Azure services. And the trust cards below back it up. Our red team result: 16 of 16 attacks held, 0% success. Practice exams can be generated at different difficulty levels. Each exam can generate 20 synthetic questions. Each is clearly labeled AI generated, tagged by difficulty, and cited to real Microsoft documentation. Submit stays locked until every answer is in. Here is the audio briefing tab for the learners on the move. It generates a 2-host learning podcast, Coach and Learner. The default option is the learner's weakest area, but there are many options to choose. These podcasts are grounded and cited, with 2 distinct Azure voices. Let's do a quick preview of the podcast. Quick sample from Coach and Learner sections.
Welcome to our Focus AZ 204 study episode. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most important and challenging concepts for the exam, connecting to and consuming Azure services. The test, about a quarter of your score, and it's a top priority for cloud engineers.
That sounds crucial. So what exactly does connecting to and consuming Azure services mean in the context of AZ 204?
We are now in the safety and RAI section. Responsible AI is built in 7 named controls, from content safety and PII redaction to a citation gate, and the human-in-the-loop approval gate, enforced at the data layer. Run evaluation scores groundedness and agent quality rubrics on every single run. Now the manager view. This is a team command center that covers different sections. The manager can select a team to get the overview. The manager briefing section shows the return on investment cost of delay by the manager insights agent and uses cert market value data from Fabric IQ, turning a learning gap into a business decision. Alongside it, prescriptive actions that needs to be taken, risk patterns, and peer pairing signals. The manager can also view the flagged learners based on workload risk or mock exam performance or both. He can also view the certification momentum for each learner and the team certification targets at the end. You could also not see at the footer that the teamwork context derived from synthetic work IQ signals. We are now in the human-in-the-loop gate. Generated study plans wait for a manager to approve and publish. This can't be bypassed. The plan is a draft at the data level, not just in the interface. He can approve or review the plan. It also has manager intervention queue with pinned at-risk learners, tracked with status, notes, and the owner. Here comes our capacity and simulator, our standout feature, the counterfactual simulator. A manager can test an intervention before committing, protect focus hours, cut meetings, add review time. It projects the score and readiness movement, states its reasoning assumptions, and honestly tells you what the intervention cannot fix. It also captures the work context of the team members using the work IQ signals. Finally, peer learning. Same cert mentors are matched by complementary domain strengths and overlapping availability, pairing the person who's strong where another is weak. All the domain mastery differentials sourced from assessment agent output, session scheduling from work IQ signals. We could see the mentor strength and the learner gap displayed. Now let's look at the Azure and Foundry portals. Note, I will be hiding some of the sensitive information on the screen to be on the safer side. Here is the App Insight screen. Everything is observable in Azure. This single transaction and application insights is searchable, the full agent pipeline, every model and tool call, time span by span. You could also see the agents. Let's move on to the Foundry portal to check the running agents. Here are EnterpriseCertIQ agents, starting with ESSIC, are running in Foundry. The next section in Foundry is tools. Governance is centralized in one toolbox. 3 version Foundry skills for citations, the readiness rubric, and safety escalation, attached to every agent, so behavior is consistent and versioned. Grounding comes from a Foundry IQ knowledge base on an Azure AI search index, hybrid vector, and semantic retrieval, plus a Fabric IQ ontology of weighted domains and thresholds. Next, here is the container registry image for Foundry hosted agent service and the hosted orchestrator agent. Finally, here is the EnterpriseCertIQ architecture diagram, starting with React frontend, fast API backend, orchestrator, sequential and parallel agent pipeline with IQ details, MCP tools used, Microsoft IQ, Foundry IQ, Fabric IQ, and Work IQ, Microsoft Foundry and observability and evals. Thank you.